Hello everyone, this is Don, Kingdom 362, and we are going to set up for our first KvK. This will be the first one for this kingdom. Uh, let's go look at the event center real quick. And Crown Invasion. Alright. And we've had our, now we know in 12 days, right here, that we are going to get invaded, or we're going to be able to invade. Uh, and we've got a much better roll of opponents than what we've been seeing in other kingdoms. You wind up with somebody who's 200 kingdoms older than you and 19 million, or you may wind up with an entire Korean alliance which only pays 40 cents on the dollar to coin, and that kind of puts you at a disadvantage when you're trying to keep up with them. But is what it is. So KvK is for keeps. When your troops die, they die. uh, Now we're going to go in here, and we're going to talk about is the airship. Okay, and I'm gonna do two things at once here, because I'm also setting up for the UAC here in a few days. So I'm getting questions about how do I set my airship up, blah blah blah, and it really is more of a question of what do I choose. All right, so let's look at the and this is my C-27 over in K-62, and so now everybody knows I'm +5 on my freaking airship. Uh, Now, I only have 3 5 stars, and I have witnessed people putting a 6 star on their stuff while there's still 3s and 2s down in here. Okay. Uh, the reason I'm 5 stars in these is not because I rolled up a bunch of 5 stars. But I went far enough in my airship things that they were handing out those gear sets. So for the enhancement. So I got it from the expeditions, which is the other thing we're going to be setting this up for. So on expeditions, we even use the battlefield treatment on the expeditions, even though there's no loss. And we'll show you why here in just a second. All right. And then you will normally see somebody have their troop cap set to 5 star. Fine for the day that you're doing expeditions, because you can throw more troops at it and get an extra castle knocked down. Don't do that for player versus player stuff. UAC, KvK, damage is king. All right, distance versus cavalry damage. More importantly, cavalry versus infantry damage. You knock that infantry leg out, and you've hurt them. This should be your first and most prioritative 5 star. So let's go back one page. Start at the bottom. So we're going to set up for PvP, UAC, and we're just going to throw our upgrades at this. And we're going to go until it won't let me level it no more. We're really trying to get into them secondary stats. The secondary stats down here is damage, and we'll show you that on the next one. All right, so my airship's not high enough. You got to be 55 to start getting that secondary stat to open up in the damage area. Now, so we are going to go cavalry versus infantry damage, our important 5 star. All right. Okay, so we've increased our cavalry attack. We want to increase our cavalry damage. Uh, the reason we 5-starred the distance versus cavalry damage has to actually do with our defense tab. Okay. When I get into the UAC and I get that secondary stat that we're looking for here, when I get this secondary stat here, I will probably move that 5-star over here if I haven't opened up another one already. Okay. But for now, I'm buffing the primary stat, which is distance versus cavalry damage. I'm going to kill more of their cavalry so they kill less of my infantry. Primary thinking there. All right, that's now, and I told you battlefield treatment. Now in UAC, battlefield treatment doesn't really apply because none of your troops are going to die in UAC. You still use what you have and what you built, but they're all instantly healed at the end of the event, so you don't lose anything. But there's our secondary stat. Troop health. It's a wonderful thing. Okay. Health counteracts damage. All right. If you watch some of our other videos, you'll have already known that. You've won the quiz for the day. Okay. And then distance versus infantry. This is another one. Like I said, this is an offensive primarily ability. And distance versus distance attack up 30% for a secondary stat. All right. Now let's go look at our assigned abilities. And we have these two here. These are guardians. All right. Oh. If you have them, use them. Hold on. Now, one of the things I did to reset this thing, so I get a couple levels behind on upgrading my airship dock because it only benefits you in the glory for the troop defense. Matter of fact, I'm still a level behind on that. I'll fix that this week. So what you do is you go into your airship abilities and you reset all, then you upgrade, then you put your stuff back on. That gives you an extra 1-2% each time you do it that way. So I wait 3 or 4 levels and pay for that big upset, and then I get extra parts out of the deal because you want to do the reset, then do the upgrades, and I don't want to show that on film, whatever that is. So I'm going to go to the guard, and there's my constants. 2 stars, guardian component usage -6% replace. All right, so now it's 6% cheaper to go to my airship abilities. We're not going to worry about that little 300 I spent, of course. And then our secondary stat on that is infantry defense. Okay, so it's a really good stat for keeping your infantry alive. Again, our infantry is kind of key in PvP. And people think that because the infantry is key, stack more infantry. All right. If you haven't looked at our brand new video on the website, rogersraiders.com, the new spine breaker calculator, I am getting wonderful reviews from that. In-game, out-of-game, thank you all. I am so happy it's helping you out. Guys are completely thrilled with it, this KE. So let's finish upgrading our other stuff here. Infantry versus distance damage reduction. All right. Now, this is a keep our infantry alive stat. It's one of our most important stats. It's one of the first ones you ever put on the things. Get another 50% to your infantry health and minus 62% plus honestly, that should probably have a 5-star on it. Let's make a choice here. No. Distance versus infantry damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rob enhance abilities, and we're going to go all the way down. And I'm going to reset. And I'm going to put that one back to a 4-star. Make sure that was 4. That is not 4. Okay, I'm going to go Guardian. Alright. So, I dink things around. Now, see, I move my stars around during the Wolf event. And there, the infantry, I've bounced them around, and then if I plan on going out and doing a whole lot of attacking, I'll back that one down just a touch. That's why it depends on what you plan on doing for the day. I don't have enough stars to star up everything, so you make choices. All right, so airship abilities. And we are all the way there. Now notice I left my March cap for last. Now, as we were saying, on the March cap, it is nice to have as much as you can get. More troops matter. Okay? But don't sacrifice damage for cap. That's why we did. See, I'm out of parts. I need more assault components. That's why I waited to last. I made sure I got every ounce of damage that I could get out of my airship before I went and did my March cap up. Okay, so go back down here, the guard, and let's swap out my Blanchet. Okay, so 174. I'll be just over 200 buff, just right around 200 buff. Now, that's where we want you set up for UAC. And let's go look at our defense tab. Okay. So we're going to remove the trap attack. That's just laying around there for... And because of the troop health, we're going to put that back in there on the defense side. All right. Question winds up becoming, should I put a versus artillery? No one wants to drag their artillery around because it's so slow. They get tedious about it. So you're playing the law of averages. And also in the UAC, they can't kill your traps anyway, so doesn't matter. And then for the KvK, you shouldn't be parked in the forest, so they shouldn't be hitting you. They can't hit you unless you're parked in the forest. Now, so I still got some other stuff because I did a reset in here that I got to go in here and set my beast and stuff back up. But that's for a different time. This was about making good choices for your attack and defense. Okay, so basically, they're going to look the same. I think I got these two swapped around so I see it changing. And these two are swapped around. But you've got to be above 20 in order to engage the purples. And I've already gone up to oranges, and we're getting close to actually putting the yellows on. So probably by Friday I'll have the yellows on. So now I don't even want to say it because it's rumor. There might be some new stats a couple patches ago regarding mega rallies, and as soon as somebody can show me how to prove what they're telling me, I will duplicate the math and verify the proof, so to say, and then we'll go ahead and pass that information along. One thing to know about in here, the clock tower, this is Airship only. If your Airship is not in, then none of these stats are added to your account. So it's part of the Airship. So one of the more powerful things to have on is the Airship beacon. It's cost effective, it lasts 7 days, and it always keeps an airship in your castle. You know, for UACs, if you want to really have fun, if you got 3 full marches, if you read some of the other videos, make sure you have 3 full marches. Buy the Airship pack, and you will have a blast. So, but if you only got 1.5 marches, then spend gold on the Airship beacon. It's a good thing to be set up on. If you are in KvK, go down to your wonders, go to the store, and usually the Hellfire Cannon is the way to go. All right. Some people will do the Commander's Horn and the Hellfire Cannon. And a little tip for the guys that are dinking around with the Wolf, buy them both, and you can actually wonder swap there. Put the Commander's Horn on, get the extra cap, March cap, swap it over to the Hellfire, get the extra damage. So it's a good way to get an extra 5 to 10% if you're trying to get up above a few more people for some more loot. All right. Please go to the website. Yeah, and you know, and I get the emails now like I can't find the calculator. I'm making you log in, Facebook or Twitter, to log into the website in order to download the calculator. I had 30,000 people download the first version, and I appreciate it. You know, I pay for bandwidth for that stuff, but I cannot compete against the fact that the guys buying subscribers to put up a false number. I'm not going to do that, and I know how many people downloaded the file. So, you know, to have that many people actually using the stuff is more important than anything. But I've got to have some proof that we're doing very successfully anyway. And we have more than 3,000 members, and you could, if you knew them, which we keep their stuff secret, but if you knew them, they'd all say, I've never emailed you once, so it's not going to happen. We're just locking up the file so that I know that if I do want to tell you about a change to the calculator or something else coming up later, I can send out an email and say, hey, I made a mistake in my math, or there's a patch that adjusted the calculator and I've made the adjustments, go download it again. So that's the reason for that, is so that, you know, I don't have to have some interactive connectivity to your phone or device in order to constantly update the math. I'd rather make you download it. It's better for your privacy to do it that way. So this is Don from Kingdom 362. Please like, please subscribe. Subscribing helps us. It helps us promote. And set your airship up properly. Get in the kill zone. Use your airship, use your gear, and get the calculator, which will give you 30 to 40% more damage. All right? Use these things in conjunction with each other. Keep your troops alive, and the airship's a big portion of that. All right? I appreciate it. Thank you.